every part of my life where I've grown, I've gotten past this old man, it has been a fight. It has been a war. It has been a tug of war. It has been a battle.
I need you to disappear for the next 30 days. What does that look like? 720 hours dedicated to the future. Where focus goes, energy flows. The problem is you put too much energy into Netflix. You put too much energy into distractions. You put too much energy into entertainment. You put too much energy into things that are not feeding your purpose and destiny. Can you walk away from everything? How tired are you of where you are right now? How bad do you want to get to that next level? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up? Who are you willing to let go to get where it is that you want to be? See, everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to climb mountains. Everybody wants to be praised and celebrated. But nobody wants to sacrifice. Nobody wants to put in the work. Nobody wants to let go of every single distraction. Can you learn how to say no to what's hurting you? No to what's stopping you? No to the people that don't believe in you? The fakes and the phonies and the people that can say that they'll support you when you get there, but they leave you when you arrive.
I was willing to completely die to any form of me that I had been so that I can birth the woman that I was becoming. The reason why a lot of people won't become who they want is because they're too attached to who they've been.
Doesn't take any effort to be a loser. Doesn't take any motivation, any drive in order to stay down there on a low level. But it calls on everything in you, ladies and gentlemen. You have to harness your will to say, I'm going to challenge myself. Sometimes I have to pull myself out of bed and say, come on, Les. Things I know I should do, I don't do. Things I shouldn't do, I do. I found that the biggest enemy you have to deal with is yourself. There's an old African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. You begin to look toward making this your decade as you begin to look toward making your life different. As you begin to look at yourself, you got to redefine yourself. Who are you right now? And who must you become in order to create what you want? What has to change about you? What is it that you're doing right now that would be a liability for you? As you begin to look toward the future and take inventory of yourself, what is it about you right now that you've got to leave this behind because this no longer fits? Looking at where you want to go and the kind of person that you must become, the kind of standards that you have for you, what is it that you must do differently? It makes sense unless you change your pattern, unless you change the way you're thinking, unless you change your behavior, you're going to continue to produce the results in your life. See, all of us are winners, but some of us are producing results that we don't want. And so all you have to do is look at your game plan, look at your strategy. How is it that you have been being? What is it that you've been doing to produce this? So you're the director, you're the producer, you're writing the script, you're the star of your life. And as you begin to look at your life, you can decide whether or not it's a smash or whether or not it's a flop. That's in your hands. Look at your life, look at where you want to go. Don't worry about your circumstances. Don't worry about your age.
That's the pain no one wants to talk about. Not the pain of failure, but the agony of wasted potential. Because failure at least means you tried. But wasting time, that means you didn't even show up. That's the regret you carry forever. Not the things you did, but the hours you gave away to nothing. You ever wonder why you feel anxious, why you scroll for hours and still feel behind? It's because your brain knows the truth. It knows you're supposed to be doing more. It knows the gap between who you are and who you could be is growing. And every time you choose distraction over discipline, that gap becomes a canyon. And eventually you stand at the edge, looking across at the man you were meant to become. And you realize it's too far to reach now because you didn't run. You waited. You sat around thinking life would come find you. Let me tell you something brutal. Life doesn't reward the passive. It devours them. There's a war happening every day, and it's not fought with guns. It's fought with minutes. Every scroll, every snooze button, every wasted hour is a bullet to your own progress. And the scariest part, you're the one pulling the trigger. No one's stealing your time. You're giving it away like it's worthless. I'll start tomorrow. You've said that for years. You've made peace with procrastination. You befriended laziness. You've let comfort blindfold you and walk you off the cliff of mediocrity. And while you sit there pretending things will get better when the time is right, real killers are grinding. They don't wait for the perfect time. They build time into a weapon. You know what's terrifying? The idea that someone with half your talent is winning. Simply because they respect time more than you do. They didn't need to be smarter, they just woke up earlier. They just stopped making excuses. They just said, enough. I look back at that version of me, the one who woke up at noon, who hit snooze 5 times, who thought tomorrow was a valid strategy, and I feel 2 things. Rage and gratitude. Rage because he almost killed my future. Gratitude because I buried him. That man no longer exists. I killed him with a calendar and a clock. I became lethal with my hours. I became a weapon of productivity. And now, I own every second.
For things to change, you have to change. I was hoping the government would change and taxes would change and economics would change and my boss would change and be more generous. I wished for everything to change. And my teacher said, no, Mr. Rohn, for things to change for you, you have to change. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. Accept the challenge, because you can't grow without a challenge. You can't get rich without a challenge. You can't fly without gravity.
So as you begin to look at this decade and affirming that this is your decade, as you set goals that will make you stretch, that will bring out the best in you, as you begin to remove the negative, toxic people from your life, as you decide to take some chances in life, and that's one of the things that's very important. Viscott said, if you're not willing to risk, you cannot grow. And if you cannot grow, you cannot become your best. And if you cannot become your best, you cannot be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there?